You may see a teen struggling to find his way. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we see a teen gaining the confidence and skills to land his first job. Kids today need people to see their potential and help them achieve it. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we do whatever it takes to help kids succeed. Because when we see young people, we see limitless possibilities. Do you? Join us, Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. As always, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. We got a lot going on in the weather department. We're going to be getting into it. I hope you have your cup of coffee and you're ready to go as we head throughout this Wednesday. We're looking at rain in the area throughout the day, and that starts this morning. So I want to show you what's going on right now, but you might have been woken up to it. I will say that my baby woke me up this morning. My almost 11-month-old baby at about 11, I say this morning, it was last night, about 11 or midnight, and it was heavily raining where I live. So it might have woken you up if you didn't have a baby to wake you up. So I want to show you exactly what pushed through overnight. Take a look at this if you didn't get woken up. Lots of heavy rainfall out there this morning. Again, you can see it there, Mississippi Live radar just behind me. Having this loop over the last 6 hours, I'm going to show it to you one more time. Take a look at that heavy rainfall, especially for areas closer to that Tennessee state line. That's what we've been talking about, right? Yesterday, the heavy rainfall ongoing, and that's exactly what pushed through last night. So definitely some of us getting a little bit more rainfall overnight than others. Main concern overnight was the flooding threat, the flooding potential. So we did see a few flood advisories put out. Those are all over with now, at least for our area. We're still seeing some rain out there, but let's talk about how much rain some of us could have seen overnight. This is why there was that flooding potential. Very heavy rain, again, within the night hours in the same areas that have seen rain over the past few days as well. So that's why kind of our concern was there. I'm going to show you, see this heavy rain ongoing, or this heavy accumulation in places to our north. I'm going to clear this out just yet so I can zoom in a little bit better out there for you. But overall, that was our main concern overnight. So let me zoom in and show you. Here we go. So from Holly Springs, Ashland, Hickory Flat, Ripley, New Albany, up into places like Corinth and Alcorn County, that's who saw the majority of rain overnight. How much could they have seen? You see this wide swath of yellow, that kind of yellow orangey color. That's about 2.5 inches, 3 inches in some places. So these areas picked up a lot of rain overnight. If you're traveling around 22 from Tupelo up into Memphis, I just encourage you be careful out there this morning, because some areas of that roadway got some heavy rainfall, and those local roadways, are easily flooded. If you're within these areas, I definitely would be avoiding those altogether this morning, just to go ahead and be on the safe side of things. Let's talk about what's going on right now, shall we? Because we are still seeing rain for some of us. A lot of us waking up dry, though, especially in those areas that did see a lot of rain overnight. You can see South Haven, Hernando, Senatobia, up into Alcorn, Prentiss County, up into Iuka, sitting dry. Tupelo mainly dry as well. A few very stray showers from Hickory Flat down into places like Pontotoc along 278 as well. But a lot of us, again, starting off dry. There are a few areas that are a little bit wetter than others. One of those is the Delta. So if you are waking up with us on the Mississippi Delta, traveling along 278 and 61 down portions of the Delta, ongoing rainfall is happening over there, and you can kind of see it there from Shelby to Cleveland, Indianola, Greenville, Charleston as well, dealing with some of that rainfall and some lightning associated with that as well. So some heavy downpours. And then another cluster of showers and storms that I'm watching as you're headed out the door this morning actually happens to be as you're traveling Columbus, maybe out of the state into places like Vernon, Alabama. Heavy rainfall with that as well. Not as much lightning, about 4 strikes, but you can see those reds. So it is pretty heavy over there as well. But as I said, if you're not waking up within those areas, you could be waking up dry this morning. Here's an overall look of what's going on as we kind of get into the forecast here this morning. Mississippi Live radar, as I said, a few showers out there in the Delta, a few showers closer to that Mississippi-Alabama state line as you're headed Columbus over into places like Vernon, Alabama. A lot of us, though, dry, but that's not going to be the story all day long. As I said, we're watching this low pressure system with that extended cold front. We've been watching it for days now, and it is finally made its way a little bit closer to the area. It's going to be pushing through as we head throughout your day ahead. And you can see those heavy showers and storms. This is from central or really southern Arkansas stretching into the Delta. So if you're planning to travel more along the Mississippi River this morning into the Delta, you're going to be dealing with some pretty heavy rainfall out there. But a lot of us dry. But as I said, that's not the same story as we head into your afternoon. So here's what you need to know for your day ahead. More strong storms are possible today. If you could be on the stronger to severe side, mainly into the afternoon and early evening hours. After we get done with today, after this pushes through, and we see that cold front really pass through our area, we will finally see drier conditions later on in the week and a very nice weekend ahead. So today's kind of that main day we're watching for where conditions are not great. This is a live look over in Oxford. Conditions pretty dark there with that camera. And then look at this one over in Starkville. Temperatures in the 70s. Lots of us waking up like this. If you're not dealing with rain out the door this morning, you are dealing with a lot of cloud cover, kind of muggy conditions. Temperatures area wide, mainly in the low 70s out there. Take a look at this. If you're closer to that rainfall, you could even be waking up in the middle to upper 70s, like Greenville down into places like Jackson, a little bit warmer out there. So definitely not the best cool fall day. However, those conditions are coming. Let's talk about your first 12 hours. Temperatures are not going to have a big swing today. So we're starting off in the 70s. We're only going to end up in the 80s. So maybe a 15-degree difference overall between this morning and this afternoon, just because of all that cloud cover and rain in the area. As you can see, 40% this morning, and then we kind of see a little bit of a lull into your mid-morning, and then we pick it right back up into the afternoon. And that's the main time frame we're going to be watching. And again, low 80s expected into your afternoon, so not necessarily seeing some 90s out there. But as this front pushes through, as I said, we're watching the afternoon. As it gets closer in, that's when we could start to see a few strong to maybe severe storms in the area. So this is really watching the swing through as we had 3-4 o'clock, starting to see a few more of those bubble up that could be on the stronger side of things. Main things we're watching for are heavy rain and some gusty winds. So that's why I say before you leave the house this morning, if you're not going to be back by 3-4 o'clock, even 2 o'clock, if you have any outdoor pillows, things of that nature, maybe you have some ferns still hanging up, I would take them down, make sure everything is secured if you want to have it as you're waking up tomorrow morning, okay? Because some of these could be on the stronger side with those winds and blowing things around. As we head into your Thursday morning, that's when we'll finally see this cold front kind of extended off to our east. Now, I think we could still see some showers out there for Thursday, yes, but not on the strong to severe sides. This is post-frontal, so what that means is that energy, that juice is on the other side of that frontal system. So maybe some post-frontal shower activity, nothing to be concerned of for your Thursday. And then we'll really start to dry out as we head into your Friday. So that's some good news. Drier conditions for Friday, cooler conditions for Friday for those Friday night football games. So the forecast does get better after today. Now, coming up, your latest hour-by-hour forecast. I'll be timing out when can you exactly expect these strong to severe storms to come in. We'll have more of a zoomed-in view of North Mississippi, taking you hour by hour through your day ahead. Also, we'll talk exact storm threats, so what you can expect with these storms moving through on the stronger side of things. If one of them does become strong, what exactly are you expecting? So we'll talk about all that coming up right after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McAuley.
Hey Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday out there to you. I'm live from the Room to Room Weather Center. Meteorologist Maggie McCauley. As always, thank you so much for waking up with us. We're having a pretty active day ahead, so I thank you even more for waking up with us. I'm looking at the chat. I always look, and I love the questions. And a few people were asking, is there any school closings? I'm not seeing anything about any school closings. I don't think we are seeing a very high-end severe weather day, so I would not expect schools to be closed. But that doesn't mean we couldn't see a few strong storms in the mix today, right? So, but I haven't heard anything of that. So any other questions that you have, feel free to put those in the chat. And I am always watching and going to answer. I know a few of you are asking about your specific locations. We'll get into that in just a few minutes as well. I want to talk about what happened overnight before we get into your hour-by-hour forecast, if you don't mind. If you didn't wake up to these showers and storms, we saw some very heavy rainfall pass through overnight that actually led to a few flash flooding concerns. Watch this. This is starting at about 11 o'clock. Watch those heavy downpours push through. Those made their way all the way into places like Tupelo and Amory. They started up in places like Memphis and just really pushed through. They're weakening now, so that's some good news. You can see those, though, just pummeled through places like Oxford, Ripley, Alcorn County. Could be woken up, or you could have been woken up to a rumble of thunder or two last night due to that heavy rainfall. The good news is they weren't necessarily on the severe side of things, but they were dumping a lot of rainfall, so that's why the flash flooding concern was really the concern overnight. Let's talk about how much rain some of us saw. I showed this kind of in our last few minutes, but I want to show it to you one more time, just because if you are within these places this morning on your morning commute, maybe 22, those local roadways from Hickory Flat, Ripley, New Albany, up in Corinth, Alcorn County, these oranges that you see right here is equal to about 2 to 3 inches that could have fallen overnight. So this is accumulation over just the past 6 hours. So yeah, anywhere from 2 up to 3 inches last night. So I just want to make you aware of that a lot of rain fell overnight. So if you're headed out in these places, make sure to avoid those local roadways that you know best, that you know are easily flooded. So that's one thing. A few showers still hanging out in places like Northeast Mississippi along 22 from Hickory Flat to New Albany, trying to push into places like Lee County, Guntown. But overall, a lot of us actually in Northeast Mississippi, very dry. Not the same story. I want to show you kind of a heavier shower activity. I'm going to switch radar sites just so you can really see it over in the Delta. You see that heavy rainfall from places. This is stretching Arkansas into the Delta. So I'm talking Fordyce, Arkansas, Monticello, Dumas, that's in Arkansas, but stretching over the Mississippi River into places like Cleveland, Shelby, Clarksdale as well, getting in on this. And I want to show you the overall movement as well if you're headed out, because even if you live a little bit further than the Delta, places like Water Valley, Oxford, Bruce, this is moving your direction. We're seeing this kind of propagating eastward, and you can see it moving there. So getting rain over really the next 30 minutes to an hour if you live within this area that's kind of sitting off to the east, like again, Oxford, Water Valley, Grenada, still seeing rain in those areas right now, but the heaviest rain has not made it there just yet. It's kind of pushing in the places of southern Arkansas right now. So some heavy rain happening in the Delta if you're waking up with us right now. And again, that's stretching all the way into places like Water Valley, Charleston as well, Grenada County, getting in on that. I'm going to go ahead and switch radar sites back because I'm showing you the other little cluster of showers and storms that we're watching. It actually is sitting right outside of Northeast Mississippi. So if you're headed out within the city of Columbus, we are seeing some rain out there, especially on the eastern side of Columbus. But if you're headed out from maybe Caledonia all the way into places like Vernon, Alabama, we are seeing some very heavy pockets of rain there this morning. So that's just one thing to note. I'm going to see if we can maybe see that heavy rainfall on one of our cameras this morning. Here we go. No, not a lot in Caledonia. Still pretty dark out there, but you know there's some rain going on within the area at least. Oh, here we go. Here's a live look in Columbus. I want to show you maybe some ground truth out there this morning. So take a look at this before we get into the forecast. Heavy rainfalls still in some areas. Columbus is one of those. So you can see the wet roadways on 45, also 82 at 45 as well. So wet roadways out there this morning for some of us, especially, again, folks within the Golden Triangle region. So we're watching this. We're tracking it. We're going to continue to track it throughout your morning. Not everybody dealing with that rainfall this morning, but some of us. So now that we talked about last night Now that we talked about what's going on right now, let's get into the forecast, shall we? What can you expect for the rest of your day? Here's a look, one more look at Mississippi Live radar. Yes, some shower activity over in the Delta and then over into places closer to the Mississippi and Alabama state line in Vernon, Alabama. Let's talk about your airways. If you're headed on a flight this morning, the good news is even with these showers and storms, I'm not tracking any delays region-wide. So that's some good news if you're headed out this morning. Here's another look at that Caledonia camera. I need to really swing that. Maybe we can kind of see things. I'll do that in the next half hour. But you can see some showers very close to the area. Temperatures in the 70s there. Overall, very dark start for a lot of us. This is due to a lot of cloud cover right now, just keeping things kind of darker for our morning commute. So that's another reason why you want to be careful out there. As for your school bus forecast, some of us dealing with that rain. I encourage you to have the rain gear with the kiddos this morning. Pack them with that umbrella or that raincoat, because by the time you're picking them up, you're very likely to be dealing with some stronger storms in the mix. As for today, we're seeing temperatures in the low 80s. Again, afternoon storms likely as well. Our severe weather risk today remains the same as it was yesterday. They really have not updated this or upgraded it, which is very good news, but we're still under that level 1 out of 5. So that's the lowest of the 5 threat levels, but we're still encompassed in that. So we're making you aware, we're showing you there could be a few strong to severe storms as we head into the back half of the day. Now, what do we mean when we say severe? These are the main impacts we're watching. One of those is the wind threat. That's why I say make sure you have your outdoor things that you want to keep around tomorrow secured, because we could see winds 60 miles an hour or more with some of these stronger storms. Also still dealing with the flash flooding, especially for areas that picked up those 2 to 3 inches overnight. Tornado risk very, very low. Hail threat very low today as well. That was a little bit more yesterday, not necessarily this afternoon. So let's get into it. Now through noon, we'll start to see that activity really start to pick up. You can see this is the front we're watching. It's getting closer and closer. It's very, very slow moving. So that's another thing that kind of leads to the flooding concern, because we're going to just continue to see showers over and over. The closer it gets, the more concerned we are really going to be with the potential of some strong to severe storms. So as it comes closer, as we had 4 or 5 o'clock, still seeing some heavy rainfall just really across the board. And again, a few of these could be on the strong to severe side of things, bringing some gusty winds in the area. But that's the main time frame we're watching. I'm thinking noon all the way through sunset, we're going to be watching a few showers and storms that could be stronger at times. Watch this as we head 7 o'clock and on. That's when that front is really going to decide to push through. It's not going to be until overnight. It's just going to kind of hang around, linger right to our east or our west, and then finally start to push east as we head into those overnight hours. But by the time we head overnight, I think that severe threat is going to be very limited. Waking up on your Thursday, this front will finally slide out of our area, and I think we could still see a few showers Thursday, yes, but very minimal activity happening Thursday and non-severe. So I'm not looking at anything too impactful, but yes, maybe a few showers on the backside of things, especially for Thursday afternoon and evening. So that's a look at today and also tomorrow. One more impact that's going to be with this front, along with some needed rainfall and maybe some strong to severe activity, is the nice conditions we're going to see after the front. So temperatures today only in the low 80s. That's the same story tomorrow. That's the same story on Friday. Friday night football games look very nice going into Friday evening. Even as we had Saturday and Sunday, temperature staying in the middle 80s. Eventually, we do get to the upper 80s on Monday, but I'm not going to complain. High temperatures over the next 7 days. I don't see a 90 in sight, so I have no complaints out there. So that is one thing that's kind of nice going forward. One more thing before I get you to your 7-day forecast. Hurricane Gabrielle out there, still a major Category 3 hurricane this morning at the 7 a.m. advisory. Winds 115, still hanging on there. So watch this though. Here's the good news with this system. We've been showing you its track over the last few days. It's the same story, different day. We're still seeing this track off to the east and not impacting the United States. So that's some really great news out there. However, it's not the only thing out in the Atlantic. It is not by itself when it comes to the potential of tropical development. Take a look at this. Just to its south and really east, we're tracking not one, but 2 areas that could really be potentially something over the next 7 days. So look at this, tropical development chance over the next 7 days. These have both been upgraded since yesterday. You can see them now in that high category risk. This one as well. We're watching this one to our east. It really has the potential to continue to be kind of stirred, I guess you would say, to the right and kind of take that track that Hurricane Gabrielle did, not impacting the United States. But this one that's sitting a little bit closer, that's the one that we're going to be watching because it has the potential to kind of stick around and hug the eastern coastline. So we're watching the tracks on that. We're continuing to update you. Also has the potential of impacting the Bahamas, if you know anybody that has plans in the Bahamas over the next really week or so. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast today in the 80s. Tomorrow, same story. As we head into Friday, very low rain chance, temperatures near 80 degrees. Take a look. Saturday and Sunday look very nice out there. If you got any weekend plans, it's just going to be great. It's not going to be hot. We're looking at low temperatures in the 50s for a lot of us Saturday and Sunday morning. So finally seeing kind of that crisp air come back into play. As we head into your next work week, things look to stay dry and pretty warm out there. So that's the conditions you can expect for your day ahead. I'm going to take it to radar one more time before I do let you go this morning, and I'll be back in 10 minutes. So don't worry and don't fret about that. But here's a look at Mississippi Live radar again, seeing some few showers over in the Delta this morning and then over closer to places like Vernon, Alabama. You can see kind of that cluster of storms from Vernon into Millport. So that's what we're looking at this morning. A lot of us starting off very dry. But as I said, that's not the same story going throughout the rest of your day. Make sure to stick with us. We'll have our next live broadcast at 7. I'm going to continue to track out showers and storms throughout the morning hours. So stick in with me over the next 10 minutes. I'll be right back here showing you the latest of what you can expect for your day ahead.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy